The Philadelphia 76ers may have missed the postseason after a loss the other night, but there's some bright news for their future, with Quentin Grimes on an absolute tear as of late, and it seems as if they could actually retain him. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer's Sports Podcast. And before I get into it, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supported the channel so far. And to make sure to go down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and then you can stay up to date with everything on the NBA. So without further ado, let's get right into the topic at hand there today, being the 76ers predict to retain $11 million key contributor, fending off tough free agency competition. This article was by DC Hendricks of the Sporting News under the Philadelphia 76ers tab. So we can see right here, it says the 76ers are preparing for a busy offseason as there are tough decisions looming for the future of Joel Embiid and Paul George, who obviously have been dealing with injuries. Paul George seems to be declining. And Embiid, I mean, he's on the wrong side of 30 now. And with all the issues he's had with his knee, the fact he's had to bandage it up so much is not a great sign from the team. Regardless of their respective future with the team, one player deserves to be rewarded for their breakout season. It's going to be a summer where there will be a lot of moving pieces in the organization. In addition to reaching decisions on their veterans, a conclusion will need to be made on some of the younger players as well. Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report predicts the 76ers will re-sign guard Quentin Grimes this offseason, and that would be absolutely huge for them. There's not a whole lot to look forward to at the moment, which is sad to say if you're a Philadelphia fan. A lot of their picks have been traded for star players, quote unquote, and it hasn't really worked out for them. They haven't made it past the second round, actually, since Allen Iverson was there in 2003, I believe. If I'm correct on that number, let me know if I'm wrong on that. It was somewhere in the early to mid 2000s. It's been since Iverson either way. It's been a very long time, and you'd think with the MVP of the league just a couple of years ago, they would be in a good position signing Paul George in the offseason. Pretty much all of us expected that to happen, but injuries have really derailed that, and their season has been very poor with some really strange lineups, and then the league even investigating a lot of those absences. Not exactly what you're looking for if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, but it is the fact of what's happened this season, and there's nothing anybody can do to change that at this point. But Quentin Grimes has been phenomenal. It is the end of the year, so take everything with a grain of salt, because players like Kenny Lofton Jr. in the past have put up monstrous games, but Grimes has been doing it consistently over the past 14 games. He's putting up over 20 points and 5 rebounds, and those aren't light numbers over that big of a span of time. It's not like it's been one game here, one game there. It's been fairly consistent from him, and he's still very young. We can see here it says Grimes has been sensational in Philly through 20 full games, scoring 22 points while shooting 38.7% from deep. The Nets are the biggest threat for Grimes, could choose to chase him over one of Giddey or Kuminga, Pincus, Rose. So Josh Giddey, I think, is going to be staying with the Chicago Bulls, and Kuminga, I could see more possible for the Brooklyn Nets. It seemed like the Warriors really wanted to hold on to him, but there's been some internal issues, and I could see them parting ways with him. I think Philly will try to do whatever they can to retain Quentin Grimes, and I think he's happy there as well, as he's really tried to find a home since joining the NBA, and I think this is a good situation for him, so I don't see him going anywhere. The 24-year-old guard is having a breakout season for Philly and has taken advantage of his minutes this season. Overall, he's averaging 14 points and shooting 47% from the field on the season. While this has been mostly a season for gift for the 76ers, one thing that Daryl Morey did right was landing Grimes in exchange for Caleb Martin. After averaging 9 points with Philadelphia, Martin has only played 7 games with the Mavericks, and is averaging 4.3 points. So there's a lot of role players that have played with the Heat that once they leave really haven't done a whole lot, and, well, Caleb Martin is one of those players. I mean, he has dealt with injuries, don't get me wrong, hasn't been able to really fit into the offense just yet, but it's still 4.3 points per game, and he didn't do a whole lot with Philly either. On the Miami Heat, he was more of a piece, but I think a lot of players are hidden on the defensive end where they do love to run zone, so you can't really look at that too much, because how are they going to play man if that's your system? If they're used to just playing zone, you can hide players a little bit easier that way. And then offensively, he's playing off the ball a little bit more. They wanted him maybe to be off the ball, but on the ball. It's very confusing to me when you really look at what they were expecting out of him. It seems as if they were looking to have a complementary piece next to Paul George and Joel Embiid and Caleb Martin, and really, if you looked into the numbers, he wasn't the type of player that they really had predicted him to be, I think, at the front office. We can see it says Grimes' $11 million contract will likely improve to around $60 to $70 million on a multi-year deal. Pincus also believes that the 76ers will have to choose between keeping Grimes or Gershon Yabusele in free agency. I think you choose Grimes. Grimes is younger. Gershon just coming over from overseas. He's had a very solid season, but I do think Grimes is the better piece. He's younger, he has room to grow, and he's played better as of late. Gershon Yabusele obviously starting to get a little bit older. I think he could fit into a playoff team right now, and it wouldn't really fit the Philadelphia 76ers timeline with lacks of draft picks to really re-sign with that team unless nobody else was interested. But I do feel like other teams will be interested, so that won't really be an issue for him. Says here, but if everything predicted here comes to pass, including the Sixers accepting that the Spurs will outbid them for Yabusele, they may keep Grimes on a cheaper multi-year deal. Perhaps they can get him on a 4-year, $78.4 million deal, starting at $70.5 per season, probably with a player option since he's taking a lower rate in a down market, Pincus wrote. It'll be interesting to see how the 76ers approach this offseason, especially the surprise campaign Grimes is having since joining the team back in February. And that's true. I mean, the Spurs, could definitely go after Yabusele. He is French. Wemby's French. They could want to do something a little bit there. They've played together outside of the NBA, and that is definitely something that they could be looking forward to doing. It makes a lot more sense for them to go after them because it fits their timeline. If Wemby comes back healthy, all is well. If everything works out for the Spurs, Yabusele could be a major boost for them. They could use somebody at the power forward position, and then that would make a whole lot of sense instead of him rejoining the 76ers, and then they're most likely next season not going to be a team looking to contend. Paul George seems to be on the decline, so you're really relying on Embiid, and is he going to be healthy the whole season? Well, time really says no, but we'll have to see what happens here and what decisions Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers make. Well, this has been your host, Joey Mercer. That's all I have to say on this topic. But let me know what you think about this down below in the comments section. We'd like to grow here on Joe Mercer Sports Podcast, of course, what channel doesn't. And it's great to see that you guys have been enjoying the content. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to cover that I haven't already, or anything that you'd like me to do different in these videos. For sure, I love to hear from all of you. You can put that all down below in the comments section. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one.